G'day and welcome back to my channel. Well, it's midweek again, so it's time to head off somewhere. Just drop a pin on a map and we'll find a spot nearby. Today's rig is a Citroën DS. In fact, this one's a Citroën ID, which is effectively the Holden Belmont of the Kingswood range. So it's got all the fruit that the DS has, except it's got sort of chrome chevrons on the back. Pardon the dust and dirt. I think we're going to be going on a dirt road. And it's got the D Special badging. It's lacking the chrome of the DS, and it's got a different braking system. That's really all that tells it apart. So interesting curiosities. It's got a fiberglass roof, obviously pillarless doors, and not pillarless, so frameless glass, and quite a curious headlight system. So you can see the inboard lights actually turn with the wheels, so you can see around corners. Aluminium bonnet. It's huge, and we've got a mid-mounted. This one's a 2 litre, but the ID was a 1.9, and a really funky hydraulic setup. You can see the nitrogen-filled spheres there, and effectively the engine, when it's running, charges up a hydraulic pump, and it maintains ride height, etc., which is controllable. Oh, I'll cut that bit out. So you got this little lever here, and that controls your ride height. Full instrumentation, so it's not lacking that, and a funky steering wheel with one spoke. Very French. This one's got aircon, which is pretty decent, and it's been retrimmed as well. Move around to the back. You've got these high mount indicator lights. And this one's got a tow bar, which is, I'm not sure I want to tow a caravan with it. And there's the boot, and that's an old piece of fuel hose that I cut off. Yeah, so go check out other videos on Citroën DS's, but did want to give you a bit of a demo of the suspension. I think it's pretty neat. Okay, all packed. We're going bush. So I got a little bit of jerry, some extra fuel. Bringing a chair this time. We didn't forget. Got some Ugg boots. Of course, the bike tent, sleeping mat, pillow. Also packed a half decent pillow in the car as well. And meal and some coffee. So I think that's us. Let's get going. Nearly forgot the coffee plunger. That would have been devastating. Okay, so we're all set up. I can see myself in the rear view mirror. Hi. Got a Jeep electronic speedo set up, which is cool. Just a couple of things. It's got a neat period little radio here, and it doesn't work. That's fine. There's a big red light which says stop. That means your brakes have failed. So you do, ironically, probably need to try to stop without brakes. On here we've also got a very neat second set of numbers here, 80, 150, 250. That's your braking distance, folks, in meters. So from 100 k's an hour, for example, you brake in 80 meters. What else do we got here? We got choke, interior lights, fan speeds, which don't work because it's got a separate, sort of an aftermarket-y 50-year-old aircon system, which works actually quite well. Can't really complain about that. And beside me here is this neat kind of armresty thing. This is the most comfortable car you would ever drive. And it's a 4 on the tree. So there's your shift pattern there. Makes a whole lot of sense when it's 4 on the tree, but it's literally towards you and up for first, and you can work out the rest from there. So first and then down for second, and then across and up for third, and then down for fourth, and obviously all the way back and down for reverse. So reverse is you push it all the way down, and down you go for reverse. So yeah, it's a excellent anti-theft device. We're going to get going, I think. Let's go bush. Oh, and before I get started, look at the brake pedal just by my naked foot there. It's a little button on the floor. That's kind of like a valve for hydraulic brakes. Cool, quirky, love it. There we go. It's got somewhat of a weird tappet noise, like a random tappet every now and then. When it's warm it doesn't do it. So yeah, I'm just waiting for it to get hydraulic pressure again. Because of course brakes and everything are run by that, so alright, let's see if we can get it going. I'll just check the handbrake. Front's coming up. There we go, we're good. Next stop will be servo. I need air in the tyres, and I might put a little drizzle of juice in it. Too easy. See you after the servo. Okay, so I got juiced up, checked fluids, put air in the spare and the other tyres. The spare looks like a 1974 cross ply with a tube. You'll never believe what the service station was selling today. Afternoon tea. Kransky, the afternoon tea of champions. So I'm going to get on the road. Not far to go, really, about an hour. So stay tuned. Alright, so here comes a bit of a challenge for her. She's got to get up on the range. Drop her back in the third, I think. So yeah, she's only got 69 horsepower. Well, when it was new it had 69 horsepower. It might have 60 horsepower. So yeah, we're flat Mickey. not flappicky anymore, won't push it too hard. There you go. Cruising along, got up on the range okay, third gear, and so now it's just a bit of a flat road and cruising beautifully. You can really feel how aerodynamic this car is. It tends to roll really well, and got roughly 5 minutes to go before we hit the dirt road. Yes folks, we're going bush, off-roader. Yeah, we're definitely climbing. Climbing. Some interesting engine noises. Might give it an oil change when we get home. This is our turn off. We're turning off here to the left, heading down there. Raise the suspension if it gets too gnarly. Steady and slow. It's quite freshly graded actually. So we've traversed the two gnarliest bits so far. You've seen both of those. It hasn't been worse than that. But man, this thing's like driving a lounge chair. It's so smooth. And ground clearance hasn't been a problem. I thought I might have to lift it up, but what happens is as the front goes over an obstacle, it pressurizes the rear, it seems. and the rear comes up, and then that tends to pressurize. It tends to be walking upwards in height, if that makes sense. So when the rear gets in a hole as well, and then compresses again, it pumps the front up. So it sort of rocks back and forth, pumping things up. Yeah, this is about top speed on these sorts of roads for me. 25 kilometers per hour. You'll get the occasional trail bike rider out here. So yeah, best to keep the speed down. But yeah, really interesting flora out here. It's very typically West Australian. You won't find it anywhere else in the world, apparently. Let's zoom out for you a bit. Here comes some gnarliness. What are we going to do here? Well, let's just drive. Just drove over it. Alright, I'm going to get back to two hands on the wheel. Alright, we're turning right at this fork. I noticed this. A burn plan to Staying Area Contact Department of Parks and Wildlife. Mundaring. It's got bullet holes in it. Looks like it's been there for 200 years. 1990, 6100. All set up. I might go for a wander up to the top of that bald rock. The silence is sinking in. Time to go walkies. This afternoon. Sun's going down. Yeah, so the sun's just gone down and I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to make some dinner. You'll note there's a fireplace behind me for a camp fire, but everything's too dry and we've been told not to light any fires. So I'm going to use a butane stove. I was able to fit something a little bigger in the car today, and I need a big thick pan for what I'm cooking. So I'm going to make some, what's it called? New York strip and some onions and some mushroom. Just need to find a table. I reckon this table's pretty good. A bit wobbly. Should be right. Yeah, found a much better table here. So that's much more stable. Alright, I'm going to need a couple of hands for this one. I think, yeah. Time to dig in. Done. So what I didn't mention was that I'm all alone here. There's no one here, no one else here. It's fairly remote and not that frequently travelled mid-week, so tonight will be a nice quiet night. Speaking of which, it's getting time to almost time to hunker down into the gentleman's lounge there.
Well, good morning. It's 7 in the morning. Yeah, I'm lying here with a comfortable pillow, and it was much more comfortable sleep than last camping trip because I'm warmer with my warmer gear. I woke up at about 1:30 in the morning thinking that it was morning time because of the moon brightness. So fortunately I had my hat and I was able to do this and then sleep. So step 2 is coffee. It's much better.
Well, I've finished my coffee and I've just been admiring the sunrise. Lots of birds out. What that does mean though is it's time to pack up and go. after I sit here for another 5 minutes thinking about it.